Yo guys, what is going on? It's Lukey here and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I thought I would make a video running through the best settings on Warzone. Settings are a very important thing. A lot of people's settings did reset whenever there's a new update, which is very frustrating. So a lot of people do forget some sensitivity settings, etc, and it can be very frustrating whenever it does reset. Mine reset the other day and it was so annoying. I had to go ahead and put them all back in, and I even forgot a couple of the most important ones. So I'm just going to be running through them again, telling you guys what I use, giving you some tips and tricks. Hopefully you guys enjoy, hopefully this video helps. If it does, subscribe for more content, and let's get into it. So for the button layout, it doesn't really matter. Everyone has their own button layout, everyone has a different way of playing. So for the button layout, that's just going to be more personal, that's going to be whatever you're comfortable with. For me, I play claw, if you guys know what claw is, and I just use the default settings, so that doesn't matter. Invert vertical look, definitely want that on disabled, it's very annoying. For the dead zone, you're going to want this around about 0.05. Now, this is different depending on your controller. A lot of people might have stick drift. So basically what a dead zone is it will basically, it's a zone where your analog stick won't pick up any input that you do. If that makes sense. As you guys can see, it says there in the description, adjust the controller dead zone that represents the inner range in which stick input will not be registered. So I have a little tiny bit of stick drift. So stick drift is where basically you don't touch your controller and your stick or your aim, you walk a little bit, a little bit on itself. It moves on itself. I have a tiny bit, so I use 0.5, 0.05, but it's completely up to you what you guys use. It all depends on what you guys use. Next up, we have the sensitivity. Now, personally, for me, I use 1111, but everyone has different sensitivities. The best thing you guys should do, instead of copying other people's sensitivity, I do see a lot of big YouTubers out there basically telling people to use like 7.7 and all this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't exactly recommend that because everyone has a different preference, everyone has a different play style, so that sensitivity might not suit you. So what I recommend you guys doing is putting it in the middle on 1010. This is the middle, as you guys can see. The highest is 2020. So what you guys are going to want to do is go ahead and put it on 1010 instead. And then once it's in the middle, play a game with it. And if you think it's too slow, if you think it's too fast, then just go ahead and change it to whatever you guys need. For the next part, I just leave these as default. They don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change much. So I would just recommend keeping these two on default. And then for the aim response, curve, you want to have this on dynamic. This is just going to allow you to have a lot better accuracy. Trust me, if you're using anything else, if you're using standard, you're making a big mistake. Make sure to use dynamic. It is a lot better. Controller vibration is up to you guys. Aim assist is obviously going to be on. I have all of these settings here. All of these settings are pretty much basic. I just keep these as their self. You're going to want to have all this on what I show you, as you can see. Equipment behavior, hold, use reload behavior on contextual tap. This means whenever you open a crate or whenever you pick up an object off the floor, this is going to make you only tap it once, so you don't have to hold down the button to open crates or pick up a weapon. All you have to do is press your button once, and it's very helpful. All of these ones, once again, this one isn't really important. Armor plate behavior, make sure to put that on apply all. This is basically going to allow you to apply every plate you have. Whenever you apply your plates, it will apply all of the plates until you have max armor, so it's very helpful. You don't have to apply each one individually. Slide behavior is on tap. This is going to allow you to slide cancel, auto move forward on disabled, automatic sprint. You're going to want this on automatic tactical sprint. This is going to allow you to be a lot more fast around the map. You don't even have to press your button to sprint. As long as you put your stick forwards, it will automatically sprint for you, and it is so much helpful. This combined with this is going to allow you to slide cancel very well, and your movement will get a lot better. Next up we have the settings. Brightness, I recommend somewhere around about 55%, depending on what kind of TV you have, what kind of monitor you have. I would say around about 50 to 60 is the sweet spot. Mine is about 53 on my specific TV. Next up, safe area. You guys know this one, just stick it, whatever. Film grain, turn that all the way down. You want to get rid of all that film grain. Film grain is absolutely disgusting. I have no idea why it's even in the game, but turn that all the way down. Subtitles, all this kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead and put on world motion blur on disabled, and also weapon motion blur on disabled as well. Make sure your colorblind target is on both, and put it on Deadzone. I don't have any idea how to say it, but this one just makes the map look nicer. It's not really important, but if you guys want to, then just do that if you want to. Next up, you want to go ahead and turn your minimap onto a square minimap. The square minimap actually shows a lot more than the circle one does. As you guys can see in the top, in the right in the pictures there, the circular one shows a bit less than what the square one does. So just stick square on because it will allow you to see a lot more on the minimap. Go ahead and turn the minimap rotation on, otherwise it's going to be confusing as hell. And go ahead and also turn compass directional text on. And then for the rest of it, they don't really matter. You can have your sound settings on whatever settings you guys want to. It doesn't really matter. These are my settings, but everyone has different headsets, everyone has different TVs, so it's honestly optional on what ones you use. Hopefully this video did help you guys out. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.